Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Zach Law here with your brief overview forecast for our show. And looking behind us, we have that Doak Campbell Stadium cam, and that sun is shining. We do have a few clouds in the region, but for the most part, clear skies overall. Right now, we're looking at temperatures approaching the 80s for the rest of the week, and it's going to be a warm week ahead. So we do have this frontal system that's coming across the southeast, but that's going to be breaking down and won't be affecting the Panhandle region as much. But we do see a few showers in most of the southeast area around Atlanta and a little bit more north. But as for the Panhandle region, we're staying quiet. Maybe a few splashes and a little bit of cloud cover, but not much more to talk about there. And we're going to be getting down to 55 degrees with some patchy clouds and fog waking up in the morning. But for now, let's send it to the desk to start our show.
Zach, so beautiful weather we have here today in the Tallahassee region, right, Chris?
Yeah, today was absolutely beautiful. We had sunshine all day. It's very comfortable today, too.
Yeah, I know some of our graphics in the show are currently reading as mostly cloudy, but I'm not too sure that's necessarily that accurate right now because it is absolutely gorgeous outside right now.
Yeah, especially because we had that daylight savings come in Sunday, so we actually got to see the sun before it started setting.
Yeah, and so by the time the show finishes, it won't be dark outside for one. So I'm excited about that personally, that I won't have to walk to my car in the dark.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very beautiful week. So if you still had midterms going on before spring break, it was definitely a great day to be studying out on Landis. Maybe a little bit breezy, but...
Yeah, it's a great day to walk your dog. If you have a dog and would like to walk them around, maybe go to Cascades Park, enjoy an evening with your family. It's absolutely gorgeous outside, but we do have a chance for some fog tomorrow morning.
Yeah, as we are going to be cooling down a little bit at night, and we do have a southerly flow that's increasing our dew point, so there's a chance for some fog tomorrow morning, so be a little cautious driving to work.
Yes, so this pattern of sunny, then a few clouds, and then some fog developing overnight will be continuing throughout the week, but we don't have anything too significant on the horizon in regards to weather, which is really good right now.
Yeah, well, what we do have on the horizon is a bunch of sunshine. Spring break, early look, it's looking fantastic.
Weather's happy, I'm happy, spring break, college students are happy.
Yeah.
It's looking like a great next 7 days.
Yeah,
so.
It's going to be a beautiful week. Really looking forward to spring break and all that sunshine ahead.
Yes, so we're actually going to go ahead and send things off to the wall early with David for a look across the southeastern region.
Yes, thank you, Jonathan Hayden. Spring break is coming up, and if you're in the Sunshine State, it's going to be beautiful weather for all the spring breakers this week and next week. Personally, I was going to go snowboarding, but there's been a lack of snow up north, so I'm probably going to stay in the Sunshine State and hit the beach. Temperatures around the southeast, they range from Shreveport, 82 degrees. That sounds really warm for this time of year. In Tallahassee, it's 76. And around Florida, it ranges from 78 in Tampa to 76 in Jacksonville. And you can see there's kind of Atlanta at 64 degrees. They're under some a little bit heavier cloud cover than us and closer to a front that is draped across that area. And dew point temperatures currently over Florida, it's ranging from 60 down here in Miami, 57 here in Tallahassee, and 54 here in Atlanta. And you can kind of see where the front is draped according to the difference in dew point between Atlanta and down here in Tallahassee. But also up here, if you look at Little Rock, it's 48, and in Jackson, there's a deep contrast. It's 57 for the dew point. So you can kind of see where that cold front is draped across the southeast region. The winds currently, Tallahassee, 10 miles per hour out of the south. And Tampa out of the east at 6 miles per hour. Up in Little Rock, 5 miles per hour out of the northeast, and you can see where that front is draped there by the difference in the wind direction. You have the winds out of the south-southwest, south of the front, and north of the front out of the north and northeast and northwest. This was today's storm outlook given by the SPC. Mostly typical thunderstorms for most of the southeast, except there was a marginal risk for some severe weather up here near Wichita. The current satellite and radar, here's a low pressure system to the northwest of us, and the cold front that I've been talking about that's draped here from the northeast down into the southeast, and we are south of it, so we've got cloud cover, but not really any rain from it. But if you go north of here, there is a lot more rain associated with this front. And looking at the satellite and radar, you can see most of the shower activity is north of us and up towards the Atlanta area and into southern Alabama and southern Georgia here. We have some clouds that have kept the sun from coming out. Sun has come out now, but throughout the day it's been mostly cloudy for us. In the next 24 hours, we'll continue to have cloud cover here in the Big Bend area, and this is the severe weather outlook for tomorrow. There is a marginal and a slight risk for the area around south of Memphis. And these are the temperatures for tonight's lows, ranging from 64 in Tampa, 55 here in Tallahassee. Tomorrow's forecast highs, anywhere from the 80s to 70s, mostly across Florida, be in the 80s.
Oh yeah, thanks David. We're going to take a look at what's happening in our first local here in Tallahassee. Great conditions outside. You can see the sun shining. Remember that sunset is later now since we had daylight savings on Sunday. So sunset's going to be closer to around 7:40, 8 o'clock our time. And so very nice conditions outside right now. Now the satellite radar, yesterday you saw this cold front had a lot more shower activity with it, and today much less. That means it's weakening, and it's going to continue to weaken as it tries to approach our region, and it's not going to really approach our region as there's really little steering currents down here now that will really direct it towards us. But we're going to have a bunch of these steering disturbances just right along it, but for us down here, very nice conditions as a ridge will build down towards the Gulf, and that will keep us dry and mainly clear for the next week or so. So you'll look at what's happening locally, you'll see that there is not much shower activity. It's mainly looking clear with some clouds down towards the Big Bend region and into North Florida. We're going to take a look at what our local conditions are looking like, and you'll see that the local temperatures right now are right now in the upper to mid 70s across the local region. We get there. Yep, there's our local temperatures. Right now, 76 degrees here in Tallahassee, 75 in Perry, and 76 in Valdosta. The dew points, we have that southerly flow now, so that's allowing the dew points to really increase. So dew points are right now in the 50s, 57 here in Tallahassee, and 55 in Quincy. The winds show you why those dew points are increasing. Now they're coming from the Gulf, and so that moisture is going to increase gradually, but not too much to allow those rain chances to really increase. It's going to be mainly clear for the rest of this week. And you see that for the next 24 hours. Just some cloud cover, especially in the morning with that southerly wind. You will get that possibility of some morning fog. The front tries to make its way south as we go into tomorrow. So some shower activity is expected in South Georgia, in our Georgia counties, especially up towards Decatur and Thomas County. But down toward the Florida counties, we're expecting mainly dry conditions. So we're going to fast forward to our 7-day, and you'll see that it's looking really nice for the upcoming work week. With the southerly wind and high pressure building in the Gulf, temperatures are going to really build into the low to mid 80s. So 81 by the time we get to Friday, and then look at that weekend for the beginning of spring break, mid 80s. That is honestly some great conditions here in Tallahassee. Now I'm going to send it out to the desk. Actually, we're going to see a video with Slim.
This week, I had the pleasure of interviewing Monica Rowe, a senior at Florida State University who is the president of the Pre-Physician Assistant Club. Here is this week's FSU crossover segment.
So the Pre-PA Club is an on-campus organization for FSU students who either want to become physician assistants or are thinking about it, and we offer a lot of really great resources for our club members. So we have Office of Admissions from different PA schools come talk about their requirements, what it takes to get into their program, what they do in their program that makes them special, where they do clinical rotations, good things like that. And thankfully we have FSU's own PA school, so we get students from their PA school to come talk about their journey to getting to PA school, what they did during their time in undergrad, what classes they took, what they did to get there, patient care experience hours. So, and we're actually doing a suture clinic coming up next week. So that's just a great way for people to get really good experience prior to applying to PA school.
I later asked Monica why she wanted to become a PA.
So I actually found out about the profession about 6 years ago now when I was a junior in high school. I discovered it and I wanted to be a PA ever since then. I just think the PA profession is still very new in the broad spectrum of things. It's only about 50 years old, but I think it just came in full force with a really kind of up-to-date mission statement about what PAs do. Their whole entire goal is to fill the gap of primary care physicians and also really trying to work with underrepresented populations in medicine.
Through connections and the club, Monica has found ways to become involved with the major before she graduates.
I started volunteering as a camp counselor with Florida Diabetes Camp for kids with type 1 diabetes, which is absolutely amazing. I've been doing that for about 4 years now. And then during my junior year through the middle of senior year, I worked as a patient care assistant on the cardiac progressive care unit at Tallahassee Memorial. And then now finally, and through my gap year before applying to PA school, I'm working at Dermatology Associates of Tallahassee. So being able to see a wide spectrum, working in a camp setting and then a hospital setting and now finally more of an office setting and very different specialties has given me so much experience so far.
Tonight, the Pre-PA Club has a meeting in the College of Medicine at 7 p.m. But to stay up to date with them, check them out on Facebook at Pre-Physician Assistant Club of FSU or Instagram at FSU_Pre-PA Club. With FSU Weather, I'm meteorologist Sloan Haynes.
And we're going to hop into our national forecast here. Here in Tallahassee, we've been seeing cloudy skies, 76 degrees right now, and a little more cloudy with a little bit of rain around the Atlanta area, 64 degrees. Most of the southeast seeing some showers and cloudy conditions right now, and then 58 in Denver, a little bit cooler out towards the Rocky Mountains. And our dew points showing where that dry air is and where that moisture area is, and we can see that the moisture is really coming off all the Gulf. So all those Gulf states and boundaries are seeing all the green, and then out here more towards the desert region, the Rocky Mountains, it's all brown color and very dry out there. Dew point of 26 in Denver, even drier up towards Billing, 13. But here in Tallahassee, we're getting a little bit muggy, uncomfortable, 57 dew point here in Tallahassee for today, and that's going to be increasing as we go over the next couple of days, getting more muggy and a little bit more miserable feeling outside. But the feels like temperature as a result of these dew points, we're feeling about the same in Tallahassee, so that moisture really hasn't gotten in as much as it could have been over the summer times. I know that moisture can really get up there and make those feels like temperatures 10 degrees or more, feeling warmer than that. But 57 feels like in Denver, feeling a little bit more chilly in Billings, 44 degrees up more north. Right now, here's what the big picture is looking like. So we do have a low pressure system centralized over the southeast, and that's going to be pushing its way through. And we have a frontal system that's moving along with it, and that's what's going to be causing the showers across parts of the southeast and most of the northeast right now, with New York and Washington seeing a few showers. But as for the Panhandle region, that won't really be bringing a lot of rain because it will sort of fade out and dissipate before it makes it to us. Not a very strong cold front, so we can't expect much temperature change from it either. But as for our Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, we do have some thunderstorms scattered across the southeast and a little bit of a marginal risk around the Oklahoma region, but not too much of a threat for the southeast today, mainly a threat for the Central Plains. And our southeast satellite showing that cloud cover and a few showers associated with the front, and we can see a lot of cloud cover over the Gulf right here as well. But now we're going to move more out towards west, towards the California coast, where we can see a little bit of rotation and some showers around Southern California, around San Diego. They have some showers that they're dealing with around there. A lot of cloud cover in the region. And now for the northeast, this is where that frontal system's pushing through that rain. And up towards Maine and Canada, we are seeing a little bit of snow and some mixed precipitation, so a little bit colder there. But around New York City and Boston, you'll be having some rain dominate for the rest of the night, but nothing heavy, just a few showers that's going to be persistent throughout the nighttime hours. And then more towards the central U.S., Omaha, they have some showers, and a little bit more north, Minneapolis, you're going to be seeing some snow showers tonight, and you might already be seeing a few flakes start to fall in the Minneapolis area right now as we speak. But as for the next 24 hours, we can see where that front's going to be moving through. It's going to be rather weak. We're not going to be seeing a lot of rain in Tallahassee from it. And then tomorrow, it's going to be pushing off the coast, and it's going to continue to work its way across. And then we're going to be seeing some showers for tomorrow. And then as for tonight, we're going to be getting down to 55 degrees here in Tallahassee. Cloudy conditions, waking up to some fog in the morning. But let's send things off to Jonathan.
Yeah, so we're going to start with a live look over Doak Campbell Stadium, where our sensors are going to say it is mostly cloudy. But I'm going to go ahead and say that it is more of a partly cloudy outside. We have a beautiful sky here today. Temperatures have been fantastic across the region, and that's because we have this warm southerly flow coming from the Gulf of Mexico up into the Big Bend region. And you'll notice we do have this cold front stretching from Dallas all the way up into Canada, but this cold front is not going to push into the region of Tallahassee, so we will not be feeling any adverse effects from it. Looking in at the satellite and radar throughout the Tallahassee region, not that much going on. You will notice a few pop-up showers in Liberty and Wakulla counties, but that's about it. There are more scattered showers in the Dothan, Alabama region stretching into central Georgia, but none of these are really affecting us here in Tallahassee. Looking at our current temperatures, you'll notice 76 in Tallahassee, 76 up in Bainbridge. Thomasville, you are a current hotspot at 77. And then our dew points, I want to notice, these are fairly high dew points considering the time of year we are at, but really notice that tonight it's going to get down to 55, which is right about where those dew points were, and that's going to help enable this patchy fog to develop and move in with the southerly flow. And this is going to be a trend that continues throughout the week, as Chris and I mentioned on our opening desk. Your day planner forecast for tomorrow, sunny throughout the entire day, but notice these temperatures are going to be in the high 70s. 79 by noon, sticking at around 79 for the rest of your afternoon, and then slowly dropping down through the evening. So definitely tomorrow you're going to want to get outside wearing your shorts and maybe a t-shirt to class. Definitely wouldn't recommend wearing a beanie or a hoodie tomorrow. For our game day forecast for our baseball team, game time at 6 p.m. in Dick Howser Stadium, 77 degrees and sunny. Should be a beautiful day to go out to the ball game. And then looking ahead at your 7-day, there really is not that much going on, which is a fantastic thing. Mostly clear skies stretching from Thursday through next Tuesday, but notice we do have that fog in the forecast next Wednesday. Your low temperatures are fairly mild for spring. 55 overnight on Wednesday, and they don't really change that much except they are getting slightly warmer. 62 as your low over the weekend as we head into spring break. Around the Florida region, things should be fantastic for your spring break. I'm looking forward for a week off, and I know many of my colleagues are as well. And so with that, we are going to bust some myths about the Sunshine State with Chris and Michael on the desk.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. As all that sunshine you see in this 7-day forecast, it makes it hard to believe that Florida is not the Sunshine State. But is it really, Michael?
Yeah, it's we always say the Sunshine State, and that does apply in the wintertime mainly, but not in the summertime. Actually, Arizona has some of the sunniest places in the entire U.S. With Phoenix, they see an average of 211 clear days a year, and that's double of Tampa's.
Yeah,
at 101.
Yeah, Tampa, it's actually more than double, a few days extra,
Yeah.
double and some change. See, a lot of it is Arizona's in the desert southwest. It's very dry there. They get very little rainfall, which leads to a lot of sunshine. I think most of the reason why Florida's named the Sunshine State is because of all the fantastic beaches we have here in Florida, and it's more of a tourist.
Yeah, of course. You have like all the sunshine. You have a lot of golf courses as well. It's perfect conditions to play in the wintertime. But once we get into that summertime, you get that sea breeze every single afternoon. It's like clockwork. At around 2, 3 o'clock, you get your normal thunderstorm chances. And so that doesn't happen in Arizona.
Yeah, the sea breeze really takes away the title of the Sunshine State away from Florida,
Yeah.
as the sea breeze can cause nearly daily thunderstorms during the summer.
Oh yeah, and back to Arizona, Yuma, Arizona is actually the sunniest place in the U.S., where 90% of their days are sunny, and they get 4,300 hours of sunlight a year, which is insane.
Yeah, it's very incredible. If you enjoy the outdoors, Yuma, Arizona might be the place for you. But for now, we're actually going to have Michael take a look around the Sunshine State.
Yeah, the Sunshine State, and actually is living up to its name today in Panama City Beach. You'll see how it's very nice outside at the 6 o'clock hour with some mix of sun and clouds outside. And you'll notice how it's great. It looks awesome with a mix of sun and clouds. And yes, I'm still getting used to our new set here. So here we go. There's your mostly sunny skies. Again, we have high pressure starting to build down towards the Gulf. And this is going to keep a lot of these storm systems you see, they're not going to reach us. It's going to stay well up towards the north in the Tennessee River Valley and the Mississippi River Valley as well. Very nice condition. We do have more cloud cover over the Gulf, but across interior Florida, that easterly wind giving some showery conditions to the inland location, but not really that much to be concerned about today. The temperatures across the Sunshine State, 76 degrees here in Tallahassee, same thing in Gainesville, a little bit warmer down towards the west central coast with 78 in Tampa, 79 in Fort Myers, and then 78 in West Palm Beach. Those dew points have been increasing a little bit over the last few days as that wind has shifted from the northeast to easterly and now southerly winds, especially off toward the Panhandle. So those dew points are increasing and getting to those upper 50s and low 60s. So a little bit of moisture out there. Now our next 24 hours shows you that easterly and southerly wind does give you the potential for some fog, especially out toward the Panhandle and the Big Bend coastline. And then as we go into tomorrow morning, right along the border in Alabama and Georgia and Florida is where you might get some showers due to that cold front slowly seeping down toward the south, but mainly dry conditions. You can notice a little bit of a hint of the Atlantic sea breeze in the afternoon with those showers in Orlando and Tampa. Now tonight's forecast, mostly mild conditions with temperatures in the mid-50s to low 60s with some fog possible, especially in the Panhandle region. And then for tomorrow, very nice conditions. A lot of us in the 80s, except for the immediate coastline, they'll be mainly in the mid-70s. Great conditions out towards Jacksonville where they had the final practice day for the players out towards TPC Sawgrass. And then our hotspot is down towards Fort Myers at 85 degrees. Great conditions, and it's looking to be a great start to end to spring break for some of you if you're in other universities, and beginning of spring break for us. Now we're going to send it out to Chris for the final look at Tallahassee.
Thank you, Michael. Right now we're going to go take a look at our regular almanac right now. Today was 78 degrees, which is 5 degrees higher than average as it was a very warm day, but we're still 10 degrees shy of our warmest day ever. And right now our average is feeling very warm. Going into our national view, you can see this big scary cold front, or it might be looking big scary, is actually not very strong as it's going to actually break down before it even reaches us, maybe only giving us a scattered shower or two, but for the most part, it's going to be staying warm. As right now on the satellite radar, it looks like there's a lot more activity than actually there is, as there was a prescribed berm that is adding a little bit of clutter to our system. But overall, you know, it's been a very clear, sunny day, very enjoyable day outside in Tallahassee. Getting a look at our local conditions, overall, we're in the mid-70s, 76 Tallahassee, cooling down to 73 degrees in Thomasville. But down in Perry, you got nice sunny conditions, 74 degrees. Really beautiful day. Going into our dew points are rising right now. However, they're only in the mid-50s, which is, we're not really feeling those muggy conditions quite yet. Overall, very comfortable, but we need to watch out as we have this southerly flow that's going to be increasing our dew points. Later in the week, we might start feeling those muggy conditions. But overall, right now, not too bad. It's a little bit breezy, though, in Tallahassee at 10 miles an hour. Over the next 24 hours, you're going to see some more cloud cover start moving into our area, but around where the front, or if it's still a front, would have reached us around 6 p.m., we're going to get a scattered shower or two up to the north by Bainbridge. Overall, though, nothing too bad as the storms are going to split apart. We're not expecting any severe weather on Wednesday. Tonight's, though, is going to cool down to 55. With those higher dew points, though, you want to look out for some patchy fog that's going to be developing tonight into tomorrow morning. But overall, it's a very comfortable night to be out doing anything you want right now. Tomorrow is also going to be looking to be a very beautiful day. It's going to be 80 degrees, though, so it's going to be very warm. Definitely shorts weather day. As we're going into the 7-day forecast, it's going to be very warm this week. It's going to be all the way up in the 80s for the rest of the week. So get those shorts ready and keep an eye out for spring break. It's going to be looking like fantastic beach weather, 83 and 84 on Saturday and Sunday. But for now, I'm going to send things off to the desk with Zach and David.
Yeah, and that 7-day forecast looks great. We have 80s, definitely some good spring break weather, beach weather, but it's looking pretty good for our baseball games we have coming up this week.
Yes, we have a baseball game tomorrow. We play against Illinois State at Dick Hauser Stadium. I believe the game starts at 6:30.
Yep. And then we have a couple games going on this weekend as well, so definitely a lot of baseball to play this week. In perfect weather, we might have a few clouds, some 80-degree temperatures, comfortable for the fans, comfortable for the players.
It's going to be a great weather for our baseball game. Definitely.
And we're looking at a triple header this weekend against Georgia Tech, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we're going to look at that 7-day forecast again because it's just going to be a great week setting up into spring break. Do you have any good spring break plans to take advantage of this weather?
I was thinking about going to the beach.
Yeah, that's definitely something.
Maybe
I was
Panama
thinking.
City or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I'm going out to Jacksonville to go home, but the
Nice.
beaches out there are always great, and it's going to be
They
perfect
are.
weather.
I agree.
The ocean's going to be a little chilly, though, so maybe staying on the sand, but I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Maybe a
Right.
little breezy on the sand. So definitely some great weather to take advantage of. I know you said that you might have had some skiing plans, and this weather doesn't look too great for skiing.
It's not been a good ski season, no.
So definitely one to stay on the beach for. But we are looking forward to definitely some fun spring break plans. But as for now, you can always follow us on Twitter.
Or find us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather.
And if you're watching right now, you can see that we're streaming live on YouTube, and we air live at 6 p.m. every weekday. And you can also follow us on Instagram and send us your weather pictures. We love to see them. We
Absolutely.
love to post them. Anything gorgeous spring break pictures you might have of that
Absolutely.
sun. But as for now, we're going to wrap out the show. And I'm student meteorologist Zach Law.
I'm student meteorologist David Stoltz.
And have a great evening, Tallahassee.